What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Happy Monday. It's the Never Ever Mets. We're on season 1. This is episode 3. Y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel. Let's get into it. Josh and Shay have taken up residency in the Boom Boom Room, aka the Intimacy Suite. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Josh and Shay have, got that locked down. I guess, nobody else is having intimacy, so they might as well enjoy it while they can before other people. I don't blame Josh and Shay because Shay seems to be the house cleaner. So yeah, let's go up there, get the Boom Boom Room, run it for as much as we can run it. Because then, after other people start coming, it's going to be nasty. So yeah, I'm here with y'all on that one. Go first, child, go first. Taronda, did you approve this? The Bishop, Aaron, and Diamond are over here counseling the people. Did you approve this? Did they, come up with this on their own? I mean, they just sitting in the house doing nothing. So somebody got to go ahead and do something. Thank you, Bishop, Aaron, and Diamond, for giving us an episode this week. You're gonna get your bonus. Y'all write them a bonus check down here to the OWN network, Oprah Winfrey Network. Brandon and Sienna seem to be willing participants in this therapy, but I guess at this point they needed counseling. We're going to call it counseling. We ain't going to call it therapy because we know they're not qualified to be giving anybody any types of therapy. So we're going to go ahead and call it counseling over here. Now, we've all seen this type of counseling conversation go on. You're going to go ahead and give Brandon his guitar pick. Whoever's holding the guitar pick, that's who gets to talk, Sienna. So when you get to talk is when you get to hold the guitar pick. That's when we want to hear from you. All right, Brandon is trying to talk, but before he could get a good word out, Sienna done snatched the guitar pick out of his hand. Girl, they just say snatch it when you want to talk. That's not how that works. As soon as this man opened his mouth, she wanted to cut him off. Bishop asked, Brandon, what is it that you want to establish with Sienna? Brandon says communication issue. Here she go, jumping in again, girl. I don't have any communication issues with you, and you know it. He doesn't know it. There is clearly a communication issue. Y'all don't communicate well. Both of y'all don't communicate well. Brandon, you can't spit out what it is you're thinking, and Sienna want to I don't know, girl, I don't know what Sienna be doing. Sienna says she didn't need any third party trying to mediate their relationship, might be over there trying to hustle him away from her. And when she says somebody, she means Millie, because Millie was the one over there actually not trying to hustle him away from you at all. She got her own shit to deal with, but that's neither here nor there. And you don't seem to be having any issues with this particular mediation. You're passing the pick or snatching the pick or whatever you're doing with the pick. You seem to be participating over here. So you clearly don't feel any type of intimidation from the Bishop Aaron and the lovely Diamond. It's Millie you have an issue with. Because y'all are more similar. Young, light complected, attractive, good body. Y'all even have the same kind of build, kind of. Y'all are very similar. So I can see why you would think, if Millie, I don't know, be's nice and doesn't cuss this man out every time he opens his mouth, you would find that to be her hustling him away. Or him maybe running to somebody that's willing to let him talk for more than 2 seconds. Brandon said he shuts down. Soon as she do all that hollering and, she gets worked up and be snapping, calling people bitches. He said he can't get a word in, and she's trying to deny that, but I mean, not so much. Girl, you do flip-flop. You have me dizzy. Sienna said she was over at the pool table being vulnerable, and Brandon laughed at her. I can neither confirm or deny that happened. I don't know what was over there happening at the pool table besides her saying that people told her in the past that she was inconsistent. And he said, yeah, maybe because you be being as consistent over here. And then you start calling the man out of his name. So the vulnerable part, it must be on the cutting room floor. Y'all edited that part. I didn't see her be vulnerable. She came in here, matter of fact, in her confessional from day one saying she's concerned about being vulnerable. So, you can't walk up in here with your guard up, ready to punch. Now, she does admit to having a flair for the dramatic. And I say, isn't that a lovely way to put it? A flair for the dramatic. That means she pops off, is what she does. But if she wants to call it flair, who am I to disagree? I don't disagree. She be flaring, somewhat like that on the 4th of July. Or that thing that, SOS. When you see Sienna, you might need a flare, an SOS. Come have somebody come rescue you. She said that's just her personality, and you can love it or you can live with it. And I don't think Brandon wants to live with it. I don't blame him. Diamond is like, do y'all like each other? And she's like, yeah, like, we can kick it. And, if he said, like, let's run off somewhere and do something, like, I'm there. They show us these few moments in the house, where they were kind of hugged up and, can you imagine like somebody that gets all in your personal space and you allow, and, y'all are close and under the blanket and admiring the artwork in the house. And the next minute she popping off and, with that flair she carries around. It's called a mouth. Her mouth is a flare. Scary mouth. Now, production gave it, they gave us this, we see the balance, because we was walking around here like, did she just walk around cussing this man out? How does that work? No, we see how it works. Like, she be's nice, and then she don't. And Brandon is not like interested in any of that. He's calling it toxic because it is. I don't know if the Bishop and the Lovely Diamond made any type of progress with these two over here during their counseling session. What we did do is apologize. And I mean, I guess we gonna try, like, we're in this house. We came over here to do this show, so we might as well at least try a little bit, see, if we can get along. So that's all we can have, and yeah. Now everybody's sitting around critiquing each other's relationship. So the Bishop and Greg are standing outside. The Bishop and the Lovely Diamond are like coming to us under this disguise as counseling because they're the oldest, but I really feel like they just walk around trying to get the tea. That's what y'all doing. Y'all just walking around trying to get all the gossip, seeing a little something. Diamond, when you came in here, you said you didn't like the mess. But looks like you like the mess. Both of y'all messy over here trying to get these people. Sit down, have a little sip of whatever it is you're sipping on. Let's talk about this thing, because we're over here perfect. We've been, hanging out on the internet and on the telephone for 6 years. And the Bishop over here got engaged one time, but we're past that. So let us go ahead and help y'all counsel y'all's relationships. Thanks, Taronda. Y'all are batting 1,000 over here. We didn't see, you said there was going to be therapists. We didn't see no Kama Sutra lady. We just saw you over there saying, hey, do the picture. Maybe, what's his man, Brandon, wouldn't have been so bored had you been able to guide them. Like I told you need a person with a calm voice and lean over the people and say, put your buttocks right here on his lap. Help it up a little bit. You just sit there, it's like, I don't even know one pose. We might be in better situation with the Bishop and the Lovely Diamond. I don't know. So the Bishop is over here asking Greg, so what'd you think about Aaron, young Aaron, and Jody? Because now we're calling her Jody. She was joined, but I mean, Jody's easier, so I guess we could say Jody. That's fine. If y'all calling her Jody, then I'm gonna call her Jody too. Because I have a hard enough time keeping my tongue from getting tangled up saying these names. Half the time I'll be meaning one person and saying somebody else's name, child. So don't make it easier for me, because I'm gonna go ahead and call the lady Jody. The people said they don't talk to each other, and it doesn't seem like they do, because you rarely catch them even in the same room together, let alone having any type of conversation. I've seen everybody in each other's personal space at one point or another, not these two. They just kind of like stay away from each other. Brendan and Sienna, it's their night to cook. I feel like it's their night to leave. Like, I feel like after tonight, that's why we're getting so much of them, because they're going to have to go. And now we'll get to that, but we know right now they're cooking together and it seems to be going nice. this must be Brandon's thing because he put a little, zhuzh into whatever it was he's cooking. He had the preparation, and, the glasses and the silverware. The tables were set so nicely, and it was very pretty. I can appreciate it. Did you appreciate that, Sienna, or you want to call him a name or something? She seemed like she enjoyed it. She said the food was good. They had some steak and some potatoes. I feel like I like to see a little pink on my steak, so it didn't look as appealing as they said it was. And if they said it was some truffle butter over there, I didn't see none. I mean, I guess, but they liked it. The people, I mean, they was eating spaghetti before, so I can't be mad at that. But somebody was over to Dr. Simone's house borrowing her messy game. So and when I say we, I mean, the counselor, the bishop, and the lovely Diamond. They have this game and they're going to ask messy questions. Actually, they were interesting questions, but, I don't know if under these circumstances. Anyway, we're going to play the game. Who's the most dramatic couple in the house? Well, we know that's Brandon and Sienna because she be over here cussing this man out. You know what? When they first got there and the men were all having conversation with each other and Chris was over here talking about how he gets all the ladies because that's what he do. I remember him saying that, Brandon, you're a lover boy and you let your woman tell you what to do. And look at the woman he picked. I don't know. I don't know if he's a lover boy. Shit, he ain't had a chance to. Was she nice for 10 months and then out the blue, like it's just like a Dr. Jekyll she's been holding in a box for this whole time and then she get over here? Because it's just, I feel like when you meet like screaming and cussing at each other and punching and pushing each other, those shouldn't be the things that you really, it's been 2 weeks. I don't even think like I'd rather be like Jody and Aaron and just go sit somewhere else in a different room with somebody that I'm not feeling. But all this hollering and screaming, Sienna. Anyway, they know they're the most dramatic. They cop to it because she knows she's a flair. She knows she has a flair for the dramatic. That's right there in her wheelhouse. So Chris says that he thinks that Sienna comes down on Brandon a little hard, like Brandon be trying to be very nice to her and she be like beating the man down to the ground. And she, what did they say? I receive it. She received it. She did. She went ahead on and received it. And the lovely Diamond was like, Sienna, I mean, you took that. And with all that grace and everything. And Sienna's like, I'm not a kid. I can accept constructive criticism. Well, we ain't synced it. We're shocked because when Brandon says things, you snap. Not Chris, though. Chris didn't lie. He said he don't have no problems getting all the ladies, and all the ladies he gets. Like the ladies seem to love Chris, except for Shay, who has her own man. And I mean, maybe not all the ladies. Just Jody and Zendaya and possibly Sienna. I don't know. Could she take constructive criticism? And then she flares. It just, I guess you got to depends on who's asking. Who needs couples therapy the most? I think everybody picked Brandon and Sienna again, but the bishop, he said, Bishop Aaron said, don't take it personal. But I feel like it's you, young Aaron and Jody, that need the most. Like we don't see y'all talk to each other, or interact with each other, or anything. And Jody is like, look, I don't got to be all up under y'all. Just be all up under each other all the time. I don't have to be all up under somebody if I don't want to get to know them better. And Aaron's like, yeah, like some people get married and they don't even live in the same house. Name them. Who's the most romantic couple? Listen, I don't know that y'all are getting what romance is. What's up, Greg? This is the thing. Romantic is not smashing. Just because Shay and what's this man's name? what's her man's name? Josh. Just because Jay and Shay and Josh been smashing all over the house and it's taken up residency in the intimacy suite doesn't mean they're romantic. I ain't seen him do nothing romantic. Did he give he didn't even bring flowers. He just showed up, they start kissing, they get to the house, and then they'd be smashing ever since. So yeah, no, that's not romance. Um, Brandon tried to romance this lady. He brought her flowers. He took her to a cooking class. He cooked her dinner. I think he gets an A in the romance department. Greg, you think you're cute, and that's about it. And that's why you ain't getting none. So no, ain't no romance happening with Greg. And Chris took his lady on a helicopter ride. He know how to romance now, but that's how he gets you. Then he drop you at the corner and let you catch the bus home. That's what he does, just to keep you in line. The bishop brought his lady flowers, and so yeah, he gets a good grade. But I mean, he's the counselor, so he has to live by example. He brought flowers and perfume. So yeah, who's the most romantic? I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Bishop Aaron and the young diamond, not the young diamond, the lovely diamond. Because she ain't young. She's one of the older, mature people in the house. She's on the counseling committee. Jody said, Chris and Zendaya, hands down. Oh, he's just like a hopeless romantic. Is he? Hmm. You wish you would have had went on a helicopter ride? I feel like there's nothing poor young Aaron can do. Like he stood there, piss her off. Oh my God, look how he's standing there. He doesn't even want to like, oh, know how to open. She doesn't like him at all. So, young Aaron, just pack your shit. I feel like you deserve better, girl. I feel like what Jody deserves is a man like Chris, so she can find out how hopeless and romantic he is. Everybody looking at her like you do a whole lot of grinning and smiling and being complimentary to Chris. You don't do that to the man that you came here with. I don't think Sunday is feeling that either. He asked her if she's okay. She shot him a look. It don't matter because she gonna fight to the end, girl. Well, go ahead, get ready to fight because it's on the popping. This girl over here that came with young Aaron, I think she changed her mind. I think she wants your man. What couple is the least compatible? Brandon and Sienna, or Aaron and Jody? I'm just saying, at least Brandon and Sienna have had some moments. We saw them in the beginning. We didn't see them up until today, but we did see like how they do like snuggle up under each other and stuff. So I'm gonna say that's a false answer. I'm gonna say definitely Jody and young Aaron are the least compatible. Now this is interesting because Greg says that he thinks Sienna is looking for someone with a little more backbone, and I'm like, that's interesting. Where did you get that from? Sienna, is that what you were over there doing when you were having a little conversation with Greg Coochie Hoochie Daddy Short sitting over here real close on the couch and telling him how this nigga don't have no backbone? But you worried about how he was talking about you behind your back? Because that's not what was going on over there, really. He was just like, why did she keep cussing at me? And Millie was like, I mean, because she's from New York. Because that's how y'all be explaining things. Don't blame me because, I mean, I didn't come up with that. That's y'all's thing. I mean, at the end of the game, Brandon and Sienna got the most votes. And it's because she's been cussing this man out and the people are confused as to why you're so angry. Why are you so angry at the nice guy? He's the nice guy in the house and you keep on cussing him out when people are questioning your sanity. Here comes Tyranda. Tyranda, you still got that same outfit on. Why you do that? And you're walking around with that hat. These people have been swimming to the hot tub, back to the house, over to the boom boom room, and here you come in that same outfit you had over at the Karma Sutra. Just whenever you get a different scene, just change your outfit. Because I know they be mixing things around, and maybe you came back to the house that day, but just always come with a different outfit because you look a fool when you walked in there. I was like, what is she still wearing that for? She said it's time for them to meet their friends, the friends to meet the mates. And what a waste of time this was, because we didn't see any interaction between the friends and the mates. We saw the friends come talk to each other. Brandon's friend Matt came from Florida, and I'm gonna just say that. Listen, the boys from Tampa, I guess, and a lot of these Puerto Rican boys will hang on to that Caesar haircut, and I don't understand why. And his barber, I don't know if he told his barber to do that, but that's not how you're gonna be able to cover up that receding hairline. And that's the whole point. First of all, let's just say this: the Caesar haircut is stupid. I wish all my Puerto Rican brothers would don't wear that haircut. And it definitely doesn't cover up a receding hairline, young Matt. Just fade that shit. Jesus. Brandon going light in the back, you going light in the front. Y'all some youngins over here. That's what they said. Brandon said him and Sienna have chemistry, but she called him a bitch. And I'm like, y'all don't really have chemistry. I don't know what I mean, those few times, maybe it's because she hasn't touched a man since COVID. And so she was just ready to lean into something. And since, Greg over here with the hoochie daddy shorts, boy, Greg, you be causing a lot of problems, these ladies. Was over there with the hoochie daddy shorts. And the people said that Chris has an APAC. So Greg and Chris are ruining relationships. Except for Shay and Josh, because, Josh keep on laying down the pipe. And y'all keep thinking that's the solution to things. It only working for Josh. And I don't want to hear that advice anymore. Sienna's friend over here talking to her. What did she tell him? Test out the soul pole. Don't test out the soul pole. Brendan, don't give her any of your soul pole, because she's still going to be mean to you afterwards. Greg, don't tell nobody else about laying no pipe, because you ain't laying none, so you can't tell somebody else what to do, and you ought not to be. I don't care how cute you think you are. I'm just saying. We'll get to you. Right now, we over here with these friends. Brendan's friend made no sense. He came there and gave no type of advice, and none of them made any sense. It's a waste of time. Sienna's over here talking to her friend, revising the story to the point where, I don't know, she's this innocent little flower that came in and caught this guy talking about her behind her back to another girl. And I was like, that is not how the story went, girl. She said, I know I'm a drama queen. And her friend was like, shit, boy, howdy, are you? So everybody knows, girl, that you're a drama queen with a flair for the dramatic. And I would just say downright mean, but hey. And then at the end of the day, like I said, her friend was like, yeah, maybe you should smash, see what happens. He said I was boring. That ain't really how that went. Blame Tyronda for that. She was over there not helping people, not being a Karma Sutra coach. Well, first of all, we're over here sitting on top of each other. We just met yesterday, and now we're over here sitting on top of each other in front of a group of people. So I'm not going to squat my legs all open in front of all these folks and let you sit on it and call me a bamboo. I'm not going to be a bamboo in front of strangers. Or a helicopter or flying fish or any of that other stuff they was doing. Lotus flower. I'm not opposed to any of it. I'm just saying we ain't fixed to do it a day after meeting you in front of a group of people. The Bishop and the Lovely Diamond are still on their counseling tour. So the next people on the list, they like, child, let's go see what's going on over here with Shay and Josh. They over here calling each other up for 12 years and they just now getting to meet each other. She gonna be pregnant before she leave there, Shay. Diamond sits down and immediately he's like, hey y'all, how y'all doing? How's things going over here? Good, good. So I heard Josh, she said you had a baby on her. Josh was like, well, once upon a time, there was a roommate. And then some mess happened and there was a baby. The end. And I was like, that's it. There's no more pages. Once upon a time, there was a baby, roommate, smash. Did it smash? He didn't say smash. He said some stuff happened. Well, we know what happened. If the roommate is she still your roommate? Do y'all still live with her? And can you call her a roommate? She's not a roommate anymore. She's the mother of your child, Josh. Shay's not worried because First of all, he had enough respect for her to tell her in the beginning when it happened. He didn't wait until the baby was born. So he gets points for that. I don't know why he gets points for that, but this is not my man. This is Shay's man. She would like to give him credit for that. And Josh says, he would like to supply her with a baby. And I feel like he's doing his best job at it while we over here to the intimacy suite. So, I mean, I don't know how many episodes there is. Maybe it'll end in a pregnancy test. Cliffhanger till we find out, once these people start, doing interviews and stuff. We'll get the real tea, I suppose. But they're all good over there. They're all good over there, Bishop. They don't need any help. Millie and Greg, they're down to the hot tub. They don't mind like being close. I feel like they're always close, so it's not that. I think Millie is attracted to Greg, but Greg don't know what to do. Greg is selfish. He's just trying to smash, and it ain't going like that. And even though he's sitting up there saying that he's willing to wait and he likes that Millie is making him wait, he's not listening. He's not following his what do they call it? Context clues. Like when somebody when you try to kiss somebody and they swerve, then don't be doing that fish thing. That's Greg. And Millie's like, I was like, dang. I feel like guys like Greg like to skip the mind and go straight to the body. Women like music and candlelight. And I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about the ones that like romance. So she's like wanting to be romance. That romance is some music and some candlelight, a little, conversation. And then you might get to something. But no, nope, nope, nope. Greg is over here because trying to get straight to some titty slapping and some pipe laying. And it ain't gonna work. And in a minute, she just gonna cut you off altogether. Brandon is back in the kitchen making drinks. Like, I feel like he's like, Lynn, I'll be safe in here. Kitchen is where I feel safe. I don't know where that lady is, but I'm gonna make drinks for everybody. Seem like Jody and Chris are all on a date with, their partners standing right there. They cheesing and smiling and talking about how much they vibe with one another, and everybody else is in the house like, that's kind of disrespectful. Sunday and Aaron in here cock blocking. This is disgusting, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here. So Bishop Aaron and the lovely Diamond were up in the boom boom room, and he went straight to putting his mouth on her feet. And I was like, I didn't ask for any of that. He's rubbing her down with his perfectly blue and black manicured nails. And I was like, okay. The bishop paints his nails. And I mean, I'm really not judging, but I'm like, at 51, you don't really find too many 51s to be out here with their nails painted different colors like that. I feel like that's a young boy thing, but like if it was young Aaron, I would expect it. Not so much. So we're going to talk about young Aaron's earrings, but we're not going to talk about how the bishop is over here. Like, I think he just, y'all preachers' kids always be out there doing all the things, don't you? Diamond, he has your entire foot in his mouth as you lay there trying to protect your virtue. Now, you just got off the phone with your adult daughter talking about how you made a promise that you were going to save yourself, till marriage. I wanted to stop. I mean, he got your whole foot in his mouth. At what point did you say stop? Girl, quit playing. Shay and Sienna are up in the room. They're talking about her wedding. She's talking about how she wants a medium wedding and she doesn't have that many people, family. And she said that these guys were probably going to make up a good part of her wedding. And I was like, girl, they couldn't even meet each other. You think they coming to meet you, come to your wedding? They not doing that. These people don't like to go leave their city, apparently, ever, for any reason. Brandon walks in, because last time we saw Sienna, they was down in the kitchen serving dinner and being nice to each other. But she was in here having a conversation with Shay, and Shay was gassing her up about how, he called her boring. So when he walked in and he was awesome, hey, what's up? Just came in, are you sure you want to talk to me without being bored? And I was like, girl, what, are we mad again? Okay. Brandon, we're mad again. The flare's on. Be careful. Shay's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all have it and I'll be back. But nobody wants to hear this again. Sienna's like, I don't think I'm a boring person. He was like, I definitely was talking about the position. But before he could even, kind of let her know that that's not what that was. See, this is a communication thing. You gotta let the man talk because he was saying, yeah, that's not what that was. So this time, all this time, like, and Brandon, if that's what that was, I don't know what it was because your communication does suck. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe you shouldn't have come out of your mouth saying that I'm bored. I could be changing the channel. Okay, we'll give you that, but it doesn't matter because she's already on one. And now she wants to talk about what she's really mad about. And it ain't really about him saying bored. It's about, what did you tell Millie? That's what's really on her mind. And then his answer was, I mean, I feel like some of that is kind of private. And I'm like, that's not the right answer. Don't do it. Don't say that. Don't say that. There's like a cajillion million things you could have said. You could have just said, I mean, you had just called me a bitch. And so I was really just trying to vent. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed somebody to hear my side. You could have said anything, not that's private, because now she's really, really, what did you tell her? 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 Oh my God. The way she talks to this man is just so degrading. Why you be doing that? They talk about snatching somebody's manhood. She is very good at it. And imagine if he came back at her with the same energy. We would be like, oh my God, talking to women like that. He's a terrible guy. He did the first day there, that man pushed that lady almost damn off her feet. He knows damn well I've got to just take this because if I say anything, I'm gonna be a bad guy. People, the internet streets would have ripped him apart. So I don't blame him. He just keeping his mouth shut. And I think when she called him a bitch, honestly, he checked out then. He was like, I'm not gonna be doing this. Like, I don't even like her energy. So I'm gonna try to stay chill and be chill with her while I'm here, but ain't no way. And I don't blame him. He been checked out, girl. Ask this man, what did you say? What did you say? What did you say? What did you say? Then she kicks him out of her room, disrespectfully. She's really intimidated by this Millie. Brandon went downstairs and Chris was like, man, you need to let that go. Like, I don't see it getting no better anytime soon. Shay came back in the room and was really encouraging her bullshit. And I'm like, Shay, you 100% wrong. You don't even know what you're saying at this point. You talk about she rough around the edges. She more than rough around the edges. She's slightly lethal. Don't stand by her. You might blow up. Brandon is in the living room with Chris. And then Josh comes in and Shay comes in. And he's basically explaining, like, that's not what he came for. He would be a fool to keep trying. He's pretty much like done with the situation. And while he's talking to them, and well, Chris is like, I've never though heard him say anything bad about her. So he has definitely not been trashing her to anyone. But here she come out the room after she done cut the man, get out of my room. She done kicked him out of her room like he was, a piece of trash. She comes from out of nowhere, and the roses that he bought her for, the first date, she threw them at his feet. And I would like to know what makes her different than this first nigga, Dominique. She's cussed at this man. She just assaulted him with a bouquet of roses. And now, like I said, flip it around. Imagine this man called her a bitch 3 times and then came in there and threw some roses at her. We would be like, what the hell? He needs to go, and I think she needs to go. And so does he. Like, there's no point. Like, y'all came together, and it's time for y'all to leave. And I'm guessing that's why we got so much of them in this episode, because what else are we going to do after that? He would be absolutely crazy to even consider something like that. Plus the fact of what you said about his kids. Like, I'm supposed to be introducing you to my children, and your attitude is your dad a kid over here and a kid over there. Like, and how would she treat your kids? Like, let's just let it go at this point, because that's just crazy. Next week, Millie speaks out about some trauma. It's brought her to tears. I don't know what it is, and I don't know that Greg is the one that you should be sharing your trauma with. I'm just saying, I don't know what y'all's conversations are like, but you keep saying he ain't, he played too much and he's not serious. So don't share your trauma with him. Jody's snapping on people because they didn't call her out about being too flirtatious with Zendaya, what's her name? Zendaya? Too touchy with her man. Too friendly with her man. And so she said y'all's a cap and y'all's in a lie. And the last time I said y'all, I thought Captain was lying. Girl. It don't matter. Because like I said, Sadia already said she gonna fight for her man no matter what. So y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see what these folks are doing next week. We hope we don't have to see any more intimacy. Y'all just, let's get an intimacy break. Anyway, bye y'all.